the Social Security reform for all the Social Security beneficiaries, and this one including people receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, survivors, RRB, retirement benefits. We are seeing some big headlines coming up, whether it's US coming to its debt default, and we have got some good news for all the Social Security beneficiaries, and of course some of the bad news, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now, here's the thing: the latest details on the debt ceiling negotiation revealed some really interesting details. What's happening between the Democrats and Republicans over the debt ceiling negotiation, and they are now proposing some new work requirements for a specific group of people, which is kind of a shocking. And also there is a new discharge petition being circulated by House of Democrats. I'll get to that in a moment. And whether it's your social security benefits, your monthly checks, any social security benefit increases, it's my honest attempt to provide you all the latest information so you can get the latest news, the latest information, what it means for you, your benefits, your monthly checks. So guys, without further ado, let's discuss all the important details. Alright guys, so let's talk about some recent developments in the debt ceiling negotiation between Biden administration and Congress. So as you may have heard few days ago, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and President Joe Biden both said that US will not default on its debt as negotiations are moving forward. Kevin McCarthy said that he was encouraged by President Biden and his willingness to negotiate, that the deal needs to be reached by before the 1st June. Now the very important thing to note between the two sides is that Republicans propose the work requirements. Yes, Republicans want to make sure that any American receiving the government aid works at least 20 hours a week in order to be eligible for the benefits. Now, here's the thing: Democrats, however, argue that this work requirements could unfairly exclude many people in the needs for the basic assistance, such as people with disabilities, caretakers, young children, from receiving their benefits. And it also remains to be seen how this debate will be resolved and what is the final agreement will look like. It's pretty clear that, however, President Biden and his administration and Congress are working hard to come to an agreement, and that will benefit each and everyone right here into the America. Now, speaking about ongoing negotiations regarding the work requirements for the aid programs such as SNAP benefits and other benefits, and this is for the poor people, including food subsidies, spending caps. As you may know, Republicans in the House of Representatives are pushing for able-bodied adults to work at least 20 hours per week in order to receive their Medicaid and SNAP benefits. However, most of the Democrats are against any kind of a work requirements for either SNAP or Medicaid benefits. President Joe Biden has made it very clear that he will not accept any work requirements that will affect recipients' health needs, and he said that he is open to discussions about the work requirements for SNAP benefits, but Medicaid is completely off the table. He clearly mentioned that. At the moment, it's very unclear whether or not Republicans will accept the Biden stance on this matter. Now, right now, House Minority Kevin McCarthy said that it is acceptable to have work requirements for SNAP benefits. Ultimately, it remains to be seen on how this issue will be resolved. We'll just have to wait and see how negotiation will turn out. Now guys, talking about the recent news regarding the proposed SNAP benefits work requirement, the proposed bill backed by House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy can require those who receive SNAP benefits to work for at least 20 hours per week in order to be eligible for the benefits. Now, this bill has caused bit of a turmoil, bit of an uproar from the Democrats who are much against it. But you know what? There are some exceptions, such as those who are in a school or looking for a job. This is an exception for them. Now, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has been pushing for a debt ceiling contingency plan which has discharge petition, and he needs at least 218 signatures to pass Democrats his own plan in the House. And after having a meeting at the White House with the President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and other congressional leaders, Jeffries is hopeful that real pathway to bipartisan resolution does exist. However, he also warns that the right-wing extremists could intentionally plunge the country into the debt crisis. And definitely with the June 1st deadline, it's looming and very important to explore all the legislative options in order to come to a satisfactory solution, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this bill and eventually whether we come to an agreement or not. Now, speaking about the debt ceiling negotiation between President Joe Biden and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, as you may know, both of those have been discussing ways is to increase the debt ceiling, which is set to expire on to the June 1st. Now, for this issue, they need at least 218 signatures from the Congress in order to pass a bill that would be going to raise the debt ceiling. But Democrats only have 213 votes, meaning that they need 5 Republicans to cross their aisle and sign for the petition, which is very unlikely to happen. And the fact that Biden is starting to give some more Kevin McCarthy's demands, many Democrats are feeling nervous about negotiation. According to the Hill, jittery Democrats are worried about the Biden's debt ceiling concessions. The GOP proposal to raise the debt ceiling would cut the benefits for those receiving the Social Security and those who are waiting to receive it. According to the Business Insider, the White House says that it would force Americans to wait for a longer duration in order to receive their Social Security, Medicare, and this would make college more expensive. Now, it will be really interesting to see how this all plays out, how negotiation will affect American people. Now, talking about the potential cuts to several federal programs like Social Security, Medicare, proposed by Republicans in the Congress, the White House says that these cuts could go up to as high as 30%, which would have a huge impact on Americans who rely on these services. Now, for example, those who are waiting to receive for the disability benefits through the Social Security might be facing more wait times for at least 2 months or even longer. Those who are seeking for help through Social Security and Medicare offices could experience a worse customer service due to this important issue. And in addition to that, cuts would mean that loss of funding for affordable housing vouchers and the maximum Pell Grant Award going down nearly $1,400. Now, already it's difficult to receive help from the government services like Social Security with this cuts, and now with this cuts, White House is saying that the wait times are going to be even longer and you'll be going to have wait even worse, and even longer you'll be getting the worst customer service than you're already getting. This news comes shortly after the Mike Pence announced that his candidacy for Republican Party presidential nomination, and it remains to be seen how his candidacy will affect the proposed cuts to these federal programs. Now, talking about the recent news revolving around upcoming election, we had Mike Pence, the former vice president, coming out yesterday and announced his intention to run for Republican Party's presidential nomination. Although he doesn't have much of a chance, as Donald Trump is the frontrunner, followed by Ron DeSantis. Recently, President Donald Trump made a statement on US debt default, stating that if Democrats don't comply with the Republican spending cuts, then we should default on our debts. Now, this was met with a lot of backlash, with Mike Pence also went against the former president's statement. And talking about the Social Security benefit payment schedule, well, this week, those group of Social Security recipient whose birth date falls between 11th to 20th of the month will be going to receive their payments on to 17th of the May. Also, if you are next group of recipient whose birth date falls between 21st to 31st of the month, then you'll be going to receive your payments on 24th of the May. Now guys, moving forward, let's discuss the June 2023 benefit payment schedule. So right here into the month of June, we'll be going to get 2 SSI payments. First payment will be heading out for the month of June, and it's coming in on 1st June 2023, which happens to be landing on Thursday. The second SSI payment, which will be heading out, is on 30th of the June. Now remember guys, this is just a July payment coming in few days early. Be sure to check out 30th of the June SSI payment for the month of July actually. Then all those beneficiaries who receive their payments typically on 3rd of the month, now instead going to receive it on to 2nd of the June. That's because the 3rd of the month happens to be landing on weekend. So if you received Social Security before May 1997, or somebody is doing Social Security and SSI together, watch out 2nd of the June. Also, for all those 3 group of recipients, if your birth date falls between 1st to 10th of the month, check out 14th of the June. If your birth date falls between 11th to 20th, check out 21st of the June. If your birth date falls between 21st to 31st, be sure to check out 28th of the June 2023 for your Social Security fixed income benefits. With that being said, I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe, and this is Kedar from How to Guys. See you in the next video.